Hey guys, I have some breaking news for you. I'm actually traveling, I'm on the road, I'm at the airport, but this cannot wait because this could affect approximately 102,000 of you guys. And I'm talking about the 2022 and 2023 Toyota Tundra engine recall. So if you've been following the story at oldtfl.com and tfltruck.com, you probably know that about 98,000 Tundras 22 and 23 model years are involved, and about 3,500 Lexus LX 600 SUVs are also involved in this recall. And this recall is a voluntary recall by Toyota, and they filed it with the government at NHTSA right here. And it has to do with machining debris inside the engine. Debris in the engine may cause a stall. And obviously it could be a risk of crash, because if your engine stops operating while you're moving, this is not good. And as you can see here, 102,092 vehicles are affected. So why am I doing this breaking news video? It's because they updated their recall page here on the Toyota media site, and they say this: for all involved vehicles, Toyota and Lexus dealers will replace the engine with a new one at no cost to customers. This is a huge deal because we've been wondering about this. This came out on May 30th, so several months ago, at least 2 months ago. And at that time, no resolution was stated until today. And this is a huge deal because Toyota basically says, we acknowledge the problem, we traced it down, and our solution is to replace engines. Not fix the engines, not rebuild engines, but actually replace engines. And I believe this is probably the best resolution for this problem, and I'll explain it in a second. But it's going to be huge cost to the company. So just to kind of restate the problem, so here's what Toyota said. So this problem could cause potential engine knocking, an engine rough running, engine no start, or loss of motive power. A loss of motive power while driving at higher speeds can increase the risk of crash. And a lot of this also has to do with basically a main bearing inside the engine either being scratched or actually failing, and that's what causes the engine to stop running. This is an issue they say was caused by debris during the machining process. Okay, so yikes. So why do I think it's the best solution? Well, I think it's the best solution because the other solution that we've been talking about during this problem is that they could deliver a engine block to the dealership, and then the dealer, the tech people at the dealer service center will actually take that block and rebuild the engine basically with new parts. But that could be also error prone. So instead of doing this, Toyota decided to replace the entire engine. And as you can see here, July 25th, they updated this story. Now, how much would this cost? Well, first of all, it's no cost to you, the customer. So I have a couple questions for those of you who may be affected. Once again, these are non-hybrids, 2022 Toyota Tundra trucks and Lexus LX 600 SUVs. So my first question to you guys, would you actually go through with this? Would you go to the dealership and actually, take the truck there, have the dealer replace the engine and bring it back? I think the answer for me is easy. I would do it if I was an owner of this particular truck that was affected with this problem. But there may be other opinions. Maybe you don't want to lose the truck for some sort of time because you're maybe working with this truck. So what it could mean to you is that the truck could be out of service for some number of days, because this is not going to be a very, very easy, quick fix. Replacing an engine will take some time. Second, what will it do to the value of these trucks? So it could be okay because new engines actually could raise or leave the value the same, or could raise the value of your truck if you're replacing your engine. Or It could lower it potentially too, because the body of your truck will have different mileage as the engine itself. So if your truck is 2 years old, like a 2022 Toyota Tundra, you may have, I don't know, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 miles on that truck, and then all of a sudden you have a brand new engine. So if you're reselling the truck, people may not know exactly how many miles are on your vehicle. So people might be cautious when they're looking at your vehicle and trying to figure out how many miles are actually on your truck, including the whole chassis and the engine, because there may be some confusion. So I want your feedback here. So please comment in the comment section below. Would you actually go through with this? Leave it alone? Maybe potentially take some money? It says nothing here that if you refuse this recall, that you will be reimbursed for some sort of value. It has nothing with reimbursement. Basically, Toyota is saying dealers will replace the engine with a new one at no cost to customers. And also, this could take a long time. We're talking about 102,000 vehicles. So I know Toyota and Lexus have a lot of dealerships across the country, but still, this could take a very long time. So this is what's going on right now. Wow. Also, it's still not clear. So we still don't have the information whether the hybrids that use the same engine, this 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 that's being involved in this case, we still don't know if the hybrid powered Tundras and other vehicles of the same year range, the same manufacturing range, if those will be also affected. This says nothing about that. So some other vehicles that potentially have a very similar engine built during the same time are potentially Toyota Sequoias, hybrid Tundras, and maybe some other vehicles like Lexus NX, but those came out a little bit later. And it also doesn't matter where the engine was built. Some of these engines are built in the US, most of them actually are, and some engines are built in Japan. But Toyota, of course, is very careful about their manufacturing procedures, so they implement the same procedure in every factory. So every factory does the same thing, which is a great thing. But in this case, there was a small, I guess, error during their manufacturing process, and they actually have to replace a huge number of engines, and a lot of you are affected. So are you happy about this? Are you still unsure? Is Toyota reliability still in question? Please let me know this information or your opinion or what you think about this, especially if you own one of these trucks. Please let me know. I think engine replacement was the best thing Toyota could have done to basically say we're standing behind our vehicles. We acknowledge this issue. It's a voluntary recall. We stand behind it, and we're actually going to spend a lot of money replacing these engines. And I don't know exactly what the value of that is or how much it will cost the company, how much it will cost Toyota to do this. It could be many, many, many millions of dollars. And I will give you another update on tfltruck.com or oldtfl.com, which is our place for all the news at TFL, when we find out exactly how much it may cost the company, but it will not cost anything to you except time and maybe loss of productivity if you don't have your truck, and hopefully a complimentary or a free rental vehicle would be provided if your truck will be out of service for some lengthy amount of time. Thanks for joining me on this breaking news. Sorry, this is not our studio. I'm sitting in the airport, and I will see you next time at oldtfl.com.